What's up, everybody? So today we have another match between me and Grandpa's. This is match number 2, and I have the black pieces, and he has the white pieces. So here we go. He starts off with pawn to e4. I respond with pawn to e5. He brings his bishop out to c4. Yeah, at this point I'm not too sure. I think he's just trying to develop or do something like that. So I bring out my knight to f6. He responds with his knight to c3. Now we're just developing here, nothing too special. I decided to bring out a random pawn on b6. Not too sure why I did that. Okay, now he's starting to put pressure on the only center pawn that I have right now on e5 by bringing out his pawn to f4. So I protect that pawn by bringing out my bishop to to d6. And he brings his knight in onto d5. So I decide to castle kingside. I feel like he's getting ready to do an attack of some sort with his knight and his bishop. He takes the pawn on e5, so I take back with the bishop. Now he brings out his other knight to f3, attacking my bishop. So I bring out my knight on the queen side to c6 to protect that bishop. Now he has full pressure on 2 pawns in the center of the board, and he has a lot of pressure on my bishop. Again, so now he has 2 things on my bishop. Excuse my air. I forgot to shut off the air in here, so you might have just heard the AC kick on. Hopefully not, but we shall see. So, since he had the bishop covered twice, I decided to move it back to protect it. I knew I would lose that battle. So he continues to push forward, forking my knight and my bishop. I respond by pinning his pawn on e5. So now he goes to remove the pin by blocking it with his knight on e3. But he missed my bishop, putting his king in check. So I moved my bishop to b4. Now his king's in check, and he simply just pushes a pawn forward to c3. And now I think the only thing I could do is move the bishop back, unless I want to move it all the way to e7, but no. Okay, so I just left it there. I'm not too sure what I'm cooking up here. I moved the knight to a5, to attack his bishop. So if he takes my bishop, I'm going to take his right back. He moves his knight to g5. I move my knight to g4. He takes the knight. He takes my knight with his, and I have no way of taking that knight back. But I did take his bishop on c4. So now we're kind of moves his knight to e3, attacking my knight. And I move my queen, let me see, to d5, taking his knight. Wow, okay. He takes my knight on c4. Now, I'm still trying to figure out how to save that bishop, I believe. No, I'm not. I'm just attacking. So I bring the queen up to g2, attacking his rook. And I'm awfully close to his king, who is very unprotected at the moment. So he moves his rook to f. Excuse me. Very tired right now. To f1. So I just push my pawn forward on d6. And he moves his queen out. So I take the queen trade on f3. For whatever reason, he didn't take my queen on f3, which was odd. And at this time, and you'll see in later games as well, we didn't know about takebacks, and I actually still haven't taught him about takebacks yet. So what we ended up doing is he texted me right away and he said, "Hey, I meant to take your queen." And I said, "Oh, I don't know why I wasn't letting you. Let me move my queen back." So I just made a dumb little move with my queen, and then he takes. Now, like I said, we didn't know how to do takebacks at the time. So, basically, he kind of, I don't know if he improved his position or not, but he ended up having to take on f4 when he originally would have taken on f3, so that kind of changes the game a little bit. Oh well, we continue. He actually might be better because his bishop is actually protecting the rook now. His bishop on his dark squared bishop. So I put pressure on his rook by bringing the pawn forward to g5. He slides his rook back right next to the king. And then I decide to put his king in check by moving the bishop to c3. I'm essentially sacking the bishop because all he has to do is take back with the pawn on b2, but he did not. What he did was he moved the bishop to d2. So I just took it on d2, and then he takes back with the king. I don't know why he did that. I'm not a big fan of that move. I think if he took back with the pawn, it would have been better for him. Oh well. His side is a lot more open because I have taken a lot of his pawns, and he's still able to do a lot of damage on his side. But because of what he just did, our pieces aren't even. Our pawns aren't, but our pieces are. I have 7 pawns, he has 5. Now he has 4. I took his other pawn on e5. He takes back with the knight. So I go ahead and slide my pawn forward to f6, putting pressure on the knight on e5. It's actually double pressure because my rook is also on that e file. Excuse me. So he moves his knight to c6, and I start moving my king to g7. I'm not too sure why. Maybe I wanted to protect it right there. Oh, I'm protecting the pawn on f6. So he moves his knight over, he moved his rook over, offering a rook trade, but I declined it, I didn't move the rook, but I moved the bishop to d7. I did this to put pressure on his knight, and to also protect the rook and connect my rooks. So my rook is protected twice now. He moves his king, so I take his knight on c6. I'm not too sure why he moved his king, but he did. He moves his knight to B2. Oh, no, B1, I'm sorry. And it wasn't his knight, he moved his rook. So I put him in check with the bishop on F3. He moves his king to D2. He actually has no more knights, so if I say knight again, I'm just totally wrong. I move my bishop, trying to put pressure on his rook on B2 by moving my bishop to E4. However, I think he can just take with his rook and be good. He does not do that. He moves his rook to C1. So I take that time to move my bishop back and protect the rook. Protect the rook on E8, but he moves his rook to C6. So I protect that pawn as well by moving my rook to C8. Excuse me, sorry. He moves his rook to F1, attacking the pawn on F6. So I move it forward 1, and now it's protected by the bishop. So now my pawn is on F5. He can't take it anymore because he gets taken back right away and puts me in a pretty good position. So he moves his pawn to A4. I move my pawn to F4. What's going on? He moves his rook, attacking my pawn on G5. He moves his rook to G1. Now right here, I think the only... Okay, there's two moves that could have saved... Oh, there's actually a few moves that could have moved the rook, the king, or the pawn. I think I'm in favor of moving the pawn, but I moved the king in the game. I moved the king. And I think that might not be good. We'll see. Because now you can just take with the rook. We'll see what happens. He moves his rook back to A1. I push my king forward to H5. He moves his pawn to A5. Oh. I don't know what that was. I'm sorry. I was yawning, I swear. Anyway. He takes his... No, I don't care if he takes the pawn anymore on B6. I didn't do like a thorough calculation. Although we're not timed, I feel like I could get my pawn there faster, so I'm on the run. He takes, I take back. He takes the rook, my pawn on A7. I take his rook. He left his rook hanging on C6, so I took it. He moves his rook back to A1, trying to protect that whole, trying to protect the row, I guess. And, oh wow, I put his king in check with the rook on E2, and he can't take back because it's protected by the pawn on F3. So I take his pawn on H2 after he moved his king to D1. Now he's putting pressure on my rook with D6, pushing his pawn to D5. He can take on the next move, and I did not protect the rook. I just moved the pawn forward because right now his king, the rook, is tucked behind his king. So if I make a queen now, I believe that's checkmate. So I move the pawn to F2. Let's see how he responds. He took the rook. I make a queen, and that is checkmate. Interesting. Now, okay, I really have to pay attention to show you guys the same game twice. The same game I showed you guys the other day. I will double check. I do believe this is game 2. But we'll get to the bottom of it. I think I reviewed it a little bit stronger this time. I've been playing a lot since me and Grandpa had game 2. But I promise you, we have some good games. I know there were a lot of blunders on both of our parts on here, and we seem weak. But trust me, we get stronger as this series goes on, and it just gets better and better. So don't forget to subscribe, and I promise you, you will see, some good games. I don't know how much more epic moves can get compared to what we've already seen amongst the legends, but there are some cool spots. So stay tuned, and thank you for watching. Goodbye. Okay, so yes, this is game 2. I did not mess up. I went back and I checked, and we're good. So, I don't know if I can do that anymore. Okay. This is not the channel for that. This is not the channel, All I meant to do is A-okay. You know what? This is not the channel for that. If you're sleeping, get some good rest. If not, there's more videos to watch. Hopefully the next one will put you to sleep.